This year's recipient of the Underwood Excellence in Business Award is Todd Nissan. The devil is in the details, and no one knows that better than Bellin Contract Administrator Todd Nissan. Working with all of Bellin's executive and operational leaders, Todd ensures vendor contracts are appropriate and mitigate the risk to Bellin. He's made improvements to the process and shares his expertise in a way that garners respect throughout the system.
Todd's job is very important to Bellin, which is why I nominated him for the award. In my view, Todd mitigates a significant burden that we have in the healthcare industry. In working with operational owners on the various contracts that we have throughout the system, it's Todd's task to work with them, coach them through the contract review and negotiation process. But ultimately, his job is to mitigate risk.
We look for terms and conditions that meet regulatory requirements, meet market benchmarks and industry standards, and have terms and conditions that manage our vendors to achieve performance and value.
Todd's work is so outstanding because, one, he is extremely detail-oriented. And so as you can imagine, when you are reviewing contracts and reviewing contract language, it's really important to pay attention to every single word.
Todd has a significant impact on Bellin's financial goals. When Todd stepped into the role several years ago, we needed more emphasis on what we call service agreements.
When we first started, we have paper contracts in different file cabinets, right, in different locations, different physical locations. We had virtual contracts that were scanned, but they might be in different virtual locations, right? And they weren't in one consistent knowledge base.
Todd has made improvements to the contracting process by maintaining a library, if you will, of contract terms and conditions. In other words, standard language that Bellin expects to see in all of our contracts.
Eventually, my goal when I work with people is to, I work myself out of a job, right? So I'll help a person through the first one or two contracts, and then eventually they start managing their vendors and their contracts on their own, and then they'll interface with the legal department sometimes on their own, and that's where the joy comes in for me. That's where the gratification and the self-actualization for me personally comes in.
Todd is an incredibly ethical individual, and he has such a high level of integrity, and I have absolute trust when I work with Todd.
Congratulations, Todd. I think you truly deserve it. I've really enjoyed getting to know you both professionally and personally over the years. Look forward to working with you a lot more in the future.
Todd, congratulations on receiving the John Underwood Award this year. You are incredibly deserving, and you exemplify all of the same qualities that John did.
I really want to thank Mrs. Underwood for sponsoring this award and for the Packers' organization. It really means a lot that we have this opportunity at Bellin. And I most especially want to thank my wife because the gifts that I've been given to pay attention to detail and focus that make me somewhat successful at maybe reading a contract, right? That same attention to detail can sometimes be a little annoying at home. So I definitely want to thank her for her love and her support. She really is my rock.